Hey everyone, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Tamoor.
And we're here to break down the Black Mirror Season 5 episode, Striking Vipers.
On this page of notes, we've got references to the various Easter eggs and things that you might have missed from the episode. We're going to be delving deep into those and telling you why they're relevant. So if you haven't seen the episode, make sure to watch it first. There's going to be loads of spoilers.
So compared to the other two episodes in this season, there aren't that many Easter eggs, bizarrely. But we have got the ones that we think are the most important, the ones that jumped out at us.
They feel more like references to the culture and
homages to gaming.
Than like actual in-universe references to itself.
More like a feeling.
Yeah, it's more than a feeling.
We'll start by saying this episode was directed by Owen Harris, who has directed a couple of episodes of Black Mirror. He's done San Junipero and Be Right Back.
Big up, Owen.
Big up, Owen. This isn't even really an Easter egg, but I just like the fact that the bar they meet at the very beginning is called The Year. So instead of having, in Smithereens, they had London 2018, they just have this as kind of their narrative framing. It's just The Year. It's like a little writer's joke.
Yeah. So then we see Danny, the main character of the episode, played by Anthony Mackie.
I love.
AKA the Falcon.
The Falcon.
From Marvel Universe. AKA Papa Doc from 8 Mile, who's come a long way.
This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence.
He's wearing a really interesting jacket.
Yeah, when I saw it, I felt like I'd seen it before, and it kind of reminded me of, there's a clothing brand in the UK called Insert Coin Clothing, who do a lot of video game related stuff, and it reminded me very much of their Shenmue jacket that they had years ago with the tiger on the back. It
also looks kind of like a version of the character, the nameless character from Drive. That same kind of like neon styled, very vibrant, like almost garish looking jacket. But it was a really cool jacket and I was like, I want that jacket.
And it had references to Tokyo on it as well. Obviously a lot of the stages within Striking Vipers was actually in Tokyo. There was a Shinjuku alley, for example. So you have Danny and Carl playing Striking Vipers, which is their sort of mashup of Tekken, Street Fighter.
Yeah. I mean, like, as soon as I saw it, it looked like Street Fighter 4 era onwards, Street Fighter 5 style of fighting game layout. And then they picked two characters, one's called Roxette, one's called Lance, and they're fairly common fighting game archetypes. Like, Lance looks like he could be various characters from Virtua Fighter, Street Fighter, and even Tekken. Same for Roxette. Roxette looks more like a Tekken character almost, but very obviously like Japanese-inspired fighting game characters. Another thing we see is during the TV, when they're focusing on the TV, in the corner you can see a DualShock 1.
Little DualShock.
Lovely, and in the top is a case. It looks like a DS case. It's like the same shape. So you've got various gaming references around that television. They are #gamers.
So we have some other playable characters from within Striking Vipers. So you have Tundra, who's a white bear. Bear, like the episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, fighting games also traditionally, specifically Tekken, have used a bear.
Yeah, so there's Kuma
and Panda.
Two
bears.
Big bears. You have Nagato, who is a ninja type character.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what he looks like, but I remember getting a Killer Instinct vibe off of him. Could be like Jago or something like that.
And then Roxette again, who is the blonde.
Generic blonde girl fighting game person.
So in terms of stage names, it's funny you mentioned Panda, because it's Panda Mountain.
Lovely.
There's Crystal Beach, Secret Temple.
Always a temple.
Big Apple.
Not sure about that one.
Golden Gate. Tech Wanks.
Yep.
Sacred Mountain.
Always a sacred mountain.
Icefield.
Usually.
Shinjuku Alley.
Kind of like Chun-Li stage.
And Saito Helipad. So Saito Gamu is the name of the company who makes the games in the Black Mirror universe.
And Roxette's moveset looks very kind of reminiscent of Chun-Li. A lot of kicking. Which is Chun-Li's like trademark. Have you seen those thighs?
Mighty.
Incredible.
Mighty thighs. So then we flash forward 11 years. What I thought was interesting, they use Facebook instead of Persona.
Seems weird.
Not canon?
I'm not on Facebook, so I can be such a dumbass about these things.
Oh, really? It's all good. We're still friends, better friends, actually. It's all very adult.
Yeah, it does seem like a weird switch, maybe.
Unless the boycott of #delete Persona did work.
Did work, oh yeah.
Facebook came up in the gap in the market.
Striking Vipers X is a updated version of Striking Vipers, so sequelization continues,
Yeah.
nostalgia continues. So there's an immersive VR edition that's rated
it's
M for
immersive.
mature. It's rated M for mature because apparently the kind of things you can do in there are, as you learn in this episode, wild.
The thing that got me is when he says that, oh, I didn't wrap this. This is what the woman in the shop did. And I'm like, what kind of game store wraps stuff up like that?
Yeah.
I have been into a game store, not necessarily in the UK and not necessarily one in America, but you just like get it shoved into your hand and get left.
Do you want a points card with that? No, get out.
Get out.
Don't know
I've
what.
never
This must
seen
have
it
been like some high-end tech place or something.
I guess so, like a
Yeah.
Harrods.
And inside this gift bag is a system made by TCKR.
So TCKR obviously came from Tuckersoft, who were introduced in Bandersnatch. They were the game developer. Some branch of Tuckersoft became TCKR and made the immersive VR world / retirement home of San Junipero, where you can upload a digital version of yourself and live forever. But they've also made this immersive VR experience where you can
Fight and do
Fight
other
and-
things. Fight and fornicate.
fornicate.
There you go. Done.
The thing I noticed as well is that there's not really that much high-tech stuff in this episode other than the immersive VR, but they do have a dishwasher that tells them off if they don't rinse their plates properly or if they put a knife in pointy side up.
Hazard warning.
Hazard warning.
Yeah. After that, we know that another tracking thing that's common nowadays is fertility. You can get an app to track anything these days, and fertility is one of the things. Like, it's not exactly the sexiest way of having a kid, but
No.
you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
So then we have Danny playing some games. Hang on. So he's playing Tetris Effect, which is an incredible game.
Yeah, fantastic game.
And someone refers, I think Carl says,
It's
was it
boring. What? Are you joking?
Are you playing
That's
Tetris
mad.
Effect?
Tetris Effect is amazing. Also, shout out to Tetris Effect being released on whatever this future console is. Big ups to Mizuguchi making it work.
Tetris will never die.
Yeah, Tetris Effect is fantastic. If you've
It
not
is,
played
you should play it.
get on it. So one interesting thing that I really liked was the way you plug the game in.
Yeah, so
it's
this
very
controller was very different. It had this kind of blue strip on it that sort of looked like a PS4
PS4,
controller,
yeah.
but it's obviously not.
different. Yeah, but the kind of like card entry point is at the top of it, and it like clicks into place as if it was a Switch, and it kind of looks like a Switch cartridge as well.
Yeah.
So Sony and Microsoft, if you're looking for some ideas for next gen, bingo.
Okay, so playing Striking Vipers X, we get some new and updated characters. So we've got Tundra,
We got Tundra, yeah, the white bear.
we've got Victor, the big sumo guy.
And it's like E-Honda.
We've got Roxette again. We have a girl called Dakota and Kaleem.
Nice. They've been introducing Middle Eastern Arabic characters more into fighting games recently, so glad to see they're paying attention on this.
Another thing I noticed is that in Striking Vipers X, the art style actually looks a lot like
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5's.
Yeah.
More semi-cell shaded.
Yeah,
kind
vibrant
of vibe.
looking, yeah.
Fight!
Whoa, hold on a minute. Is this going to hurt?
The game emulates all physical sensations.
Is that a yes or no? It does!
So they're playing the fighting game, and we get kind of like references, allusions to various familiar moves. He tries to do a Hadouken. Tornado Fury, which is kind of like kicks that Chun-Li could have in some fictional alternate universe.
But it's not all just about immersive VR experiences. Carl loves the classics. He has a pinball machine in his home, and he can seemingly change whatever table he wants.
That is a fantastic idea. I'm not sure if anyone's done, or we're at the point where, you know, pinball tables can do that, but someone should do that. That's clever.
So he has one called Roller Club. He has Galactos.
Sounds good.
And he has another one. I don't know what it was called, but it's like a spooky mansion and there are some ghosts.
Luigi's Mansion Pinball.
Luigi's Mansion Pinball. Or it could be sort of like more like a Pac-Man
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
guy.
So then we have Danny's wife going for a night out. It's about to get lit. She goes to Jericoacoara Bar,
Yes.
which is actually the name of a place.
In Brazil, which is where this episode was filmed. Very
So,
nice.
nice.
One thing that I loved about this episode is that Carl actually has a foldable phone.
Confirmed foldable phones are the future. We have everyone trying to make it work right now to various degrees of success. But we know, according to Black Mirror, it's going to be the way that we go. It looks like a cool phone.
It did look like a cool phone, but having seen what happened to the review units of the, was it Samsung Fold? We're not ready for it right now. So 7 months have passed. Danny, his wife, they're expecting another child. It's his birthday again, and she gives him a little present. It's some Lacey chocolate. Who do we know in Black Mirror who's called Lacey? Lacey Pound from Nosedive.
And then the final thing that we noticed is just a bit of wrong behavior. Just, you know, pushing the boundaries of VR and what you can do. Maybe trying to bone a few characters. Maybe you try and bone one of the polar bears.
Yeah.
She was no ordinary beast. Benny's the man with her.
I know you never f***ed a bear.
When he said he was trying to get with the AI characters, they kind of like hadn't been programmed, and so they just sort of
Flop
lay
around.
there. I'm sure someone has modded that. Or will mod that. But he also kind of goes with like random people, role players.
Yeah, like multiplayers online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
it's not
the
really
same.
working. Something's missing.
That's just not the same.
The spark.
And the final thing is that the final kind of shot, you know, when they've figured everything out, they have a new system in place, ends on the Saito helipad. So it kind of all ties in nicely together with Saito Genmu. So those are the big Easter eggs that we found in Striking Vipers. Like I said at the top of this episode, there weren't that many. It was more a kind of thematic feelings, an homage to fighting game community, and how people explore their sexuality through being online and VR.
Yeah. If you spot anything, please do let us know in the comments below. We've got breakdowns and Easter egg videos on every episode of the season so far, of which there are 3, and you can find them all on youtube.com/GameSpot Universe and on our website, gamespot.com. Have a look. Let us know if we've missed anything. You can also find us on Twitter. I'm at TamoorH.
I'm at Lucy James Games. We'll see you next time.